Closed captioning for the Casey Malone Show is sponsored by Hunter Stevens Land Title Agency. Integrity, service, and commitment you can trust.
Oh yeah, Casey Malone is serving up local. It's time for the stories of our region, the tastes, the sights, the sounds, and the people in and around the valley. Get ready for some local flavor on the Casey Malone Show.
Today I prepare Chateau Giuseppe. It's Italian sloppy joes. And I visit True Farm to Table at Anthony's Farm Market in Mercer. But first, it's a must visit every Christmas because it's always changing. The Arms Museum. Well, we're back with Anthony Warelia, the Christmas architect here at the Arms Museum, and this is the 10th anniversary celebration of Memories of Christmas Past. And every year, people need to know the displays all change.
Correct.
The house does not stay in each room the same.
It's different every year for the last 9 years, including this year, our 10th anniversary. It's every exhibit, vignette has been different.
And what did you do special this year to celebrate 10 years?
This year, since it's our 10th anniversary, we've listened to the guests and they've requested their most favorite vignettes and Christmas items that they've seen over the last 9 years. Yeah.
Now, what are we looking at? Is this German?
This is all German. It dates to about 1900 to about 1930, the whole room that we're in. And this is very typical of what you would see in a home. I have pictures that document that they would do these elaborate scenes. So this isn't exaggerated. These are cotton houses here from Germany. Every little piece in them, they're little market houses. There's a market house on top of the shelf, a Chris Krindle market, where, you know, in Germany they have all these little Chris Krindle markets set up where you buy ornaments and food and candies and cookies and things like that. So these are just recreated from an artist in Germany.
And one of my favorite exhibits has returned in honor of the 10th anniversary. It is the crystal tree that you're going to find in the library. And this is Doug Cornwell's baby. You own the crystal tree.
Yes, I do.
If it's not here, is it in your home?
Sometimes.
Oh my gosh. I mean, how did you collect all these crystals?
Over the last 25 years or so, I've just been buying antique broken chandeliers, and I started with a small tree and then it just got bigger and bigger. And then one year I found this tree and I thought, I'm going to give it a shot, and a lot more than I thought I had.
We have the twinkler ornament that was invented in Youngstown by John Garver, Bourbon High School teacher, and also made by Plakey Toy.
Yes, my aunt used to work at Plakey.
Great, yeah.
And I love that. And they rotate because of heat.
They rotate from the heat of the bulb. There's a little fan inside that sits on a needle, and then it spins. Now some of them don't, because they made some defective ones. That was kind of the demise of the twinkler ornament. Again,
what year would this be from?
This is actually about 1965. This was in a local candy store that I recently acquired. They closed the store and got a call to come and see if I was interested in it. But these are, you know, if you remember downtown, Strauss is walking up, waiting for Santa.
Yeah.
You'd walk through these great winter wonderland and you would see all these animated pieces. And this is great to have here. We're in the sitting room of Mrs. Arms' home. And this year, again, one of the most requested was to see the room with hundreds of shiny bright ornaments. And the shiny bright ornaments were ornaments that you bought at Woolworths and the 5 and dime stores.
And they're all shiny bright.
Well, on this tree, yes, most of them are shiny brights. We have 100 feet of garland that drape the windows. There's probably over 1,000 bulbs on the tree and the garlands. Below Mrs. Arms' fireplace mantle here, we showcase a variety of vintage toys from the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s.
I hate to say I have half of these. I was in possession of a lot of these
Barbie
toys.
and Ken, the Partridge Family, and again, another, we did, the dining room here reflects the peacock motif.
I know, what is it with the peacocks? Every year you always a homage
it's
to the peacock.
It's the motif of the arts and crafts movement, and which means prosperity and so forth. And if you look around the room, the stained glass windows have the peacock tail feathers, and the ironwork underneath some of the greenery and on some of the door pulls and so forth and latches reflect the peacock design.
This is the butler's pantry?
This is the butler's pantry, correct.
And the snowman theme always seems to win here because you build the snowman, and of course that is a pretty big symbol of the holiday. So here we are in the streets of downtown Youngstown.
We are. This is the second floor hallway, and we've recreated from the museum archive collection old photographs of downtown during Christmas time from 1900 to about 1950. And you can just kind of stroll down West Federal Street, pick out a lot of the buildings that are no longer there.
Well, next to the crystal tree, my favorite room is the gift shop. And every year I get something really cool. Now you have a lot of vintage stuff for sale and newer things.
We have vintage and new. So again, vintage ceramics. We have the shiny bright bulbs for sale. If we can keep in stock the Plaky Twinkler.
Is that hard to keep?
It's hard to keep in stock, yes. But
and your prices are pretty fair.
They're very reasonable, very
reasonable.
And are
these curated through you with some of the vintage finds?
Yes, yes.
It's a great way to spend the holiday with friends, family, and anybody not familiar or familiar with our region, because I mean it really is a flood of memories when you walk through here.
It is.
We'll be right back with more local flavor. I am here with Rude the Dude from the Magic Tree Pub and Eatery, and fall specials are here. Look at these beautiful cocktails.
Yes, they are. These are actually some of the drinks that our bar team developed here. We have a pumpkin spice latte martini. We have a devil's blood drink here, and then we have an apple cider sangria here, using local cider from the area here that we represent for the city.
And I'll tell you, the farm to table continues into fall.
Yes.
Chef Reggie has got excellent specials each and every night.
Yes, we're still using the farm to table menu, supporting the local farms. It's a different mix and match every night. Reggie's creative mind just runs back there, and we just let him go with it. And if you guys been here before, you've experienced some of his dishes.
And remember, it is eat, drink, and celebrate, and that party room is ready to go.
Yes.
Come on out to the Magic Tree Pub and Eatery. Fall is in the air.
Salud.
Cheers.
At the Vein Center and Med Spa, we realize the serious health issue varicose veins can cause. We know it's more than just cosmetic. We provide you with caring and personal service in a clean and friendly atmosphere. All vein procedures are done in our office during convenient and flexible hours by a medical doctor with over 20 years experience. The Vein Center and Med Spa also offers fillers and neurotoxin procedures, hydrofacials, and laser hair removal services. Call the Vein Center and Med Spa for a free consultation. See why our patients leave satisfied. Now accepting Anthem and Highmark.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Bernard. I've been giving the people of our valley free advice for 30 years, and my message has never changed. If you're involved in an automobile accident, don't try to handle it yourself. Call a lawyer. A lawyer will be your representative, dealing with doctors, medical insurance, and all the red tape that you may encounter. Hiring a lawyer doesn't mean you'll end up in court. And remember, there are no upfront fees on personal injury cases.
That's good advice. Need a lawyer? Learn more at ElizabethBernardLaw.com.
Mayflower Woolham is your full-service independent insurance agency. We work with several insurance companies to offer you choices for your insurance needs. We'll find the right product at the right price. Personal, business, farm, life, trust Mayflower Woolham. You focus on what's important, we'll take care of the details. Mayflower Woolham, close by with 3 locations to serve you.
$5 Burger Mondays at Sadie's Place, inside the Best Western, Route 46, Austintown.
Here at the Upstairs, we cater to everyone. When you come through the door, I treat you as though you're my friend. So there's all kinds of options here at the Upstairs. There's something on that menu for everyone. Great food, friendly service, very clean restaurant. There's a lot of restaurants, a lot of good restaurants in our community. So I always feel honored when someone comes here. I want everybody coming through that door to leave here with a good experience.
Rulli Brothers is way ahead of the competition. Check out Rulli Spice World, where you can buy bulk herbs and spices, plus candies, nuts, and fillings for pennies on the dollar. Shop Rulli Brothers, home of the famous Evening Express.
Every year, at the same time, the air gets a little colder, the faces get a little warmer, and family gets a little closer. Everything seems to slow down, and what matters most is suddenly much easier to see. Pioneer Trails Tree Farm, providing farm-fresh Christmas trees for over 30 years. Continue your family tradition at Pioneer Trails Tree Farm.
The perfect gift. Stonebridge Grill and Tavern, the best food in the valley. For every $50 you spend on gift cards, you get a free $10 bonus card. Stonebridge Grill and Tavern, Route 224 in Boardman, and their new location on Route 46 in Howland.
Is it time to update your color style? R&S Paint will assist you with your choice of over 3,400 Benjamin Moore colors. Vibrant, durable, and easy to apply. Be current, be stylish. Shop R&S Paint.
Well, today I'm going to make something that everybody is going to love. And it is so easy, I don't understand how I didn't think of this sooner. Little background story. I'm at a tribe game. Before the game, Ken and I go to get a bite to eat. And on the appetizer menu is something called meatball sliders. So we order them, and all it was Sloppy Joes. But they didn't even taste like meatballs. So I'm like, these kind of stink. I will not tell you the name of the restaurant. And I said, you know, this would be so easy to make. So when I got home, I made my own little recipe, and I think it is delicious. It is easy, very few ingredients, and in honor of the Italian side, instead of Sloppy Joes, I am calling them Chateau Giuseppe. Like that? Chateau is sloppy in Italian. So let's go over the ingredients list. You are going to absolutely love these. They're so easy and way easier than making actual meatball sandwiches. For this recipe, you'll need 1 pound of meatball mix, 3 cloves of garlic minced, 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 2 cups of your favorite tomato sauce, 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, 1/4 cup of fresh basil cut into ribbons, a package of slider buns or sliced Italian bread, grated Parmesan cheese or sliced sharp provolone cheese. Of course, I'm a huge fan of garlic. And even though there's garlic in my meatball mix, I want to make sure I have enough. So I've warmed this olive oil over medium heat, and now I'm going to take the 3 cloves of garlic that I've minced, and I am just going to cook this for a few minutes until it's golden. And now I'm going to add the meatball mix to the pan. And it's just like ground beef, so you just keep breaking it up. You want it to brown all the way through, and you want it to get crumbly. So just keep breaking it up as it cooks. And I'm not doing this over high, I'm doing this over medium, so it'll cook properly. Well, as you can see, there's hardly any fat or grease from this meatball mix. And it's all broken up nicely, so it'll be easy to serve. And now I just add sauce. And I'm gonna mix this up. See, it's just like a Sloppy Joe. It'll get thickened up as it mixes up with the meat. And it's a good time to add the oregano. Now again, if you like your sauce just the way it is, but I always like to kick it up a little bit of a notch and add some more flavorings to it. So we'll just let this cook down and thicken up a little bit. It'll just be a few more minutes. And then we'll top it with some fresh basil. So it really pops. Well, after just a few minutes, this has really thickened up nicely. I love fresh basil in anything Italian. So I chopped off some fresh basil, and I'm just gonna stir this through because I don't wanna lose any of that fresh flavor. Turn this off and just mix this through, and this is ready to serve. Well, how easy was that? It tastes just like a meatball sandwich. But you didn't have to worry about all the baking and rolling. That is so good. Now, I think with Sloppy Joe's or my Chateau Giuseppe, I think a beer is in order. Sorry, Italians. I know Peroni, a lot of you like it, but I'm more with the Mexican beers. I think a nice Modelo goes well with this. Cold, crisp. This is delicious. Italian bread, I toasted my little slider, or whatever you want to put it on, you know, hoagie bun, but this is a great recipe. So go to my website, caeythirdnov.com, and look for my Chateau Giuseppe's. You're gonna love it. Italian Sloppy Joe's. Cheers. The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor.
To own a business where your name's on the window can be pretty cool. That's my family. My name is Danny Catullo, and I'm the owner of Catullo Prime Meats. My grandfather started the business in 1962. I was able to take our old style butcher shop and bring it out to the new age using e-commerce to get our products to more customers. When we started shipping, there was not a ton of information out there. That's where we really worked with FedEx so they could be able to help us with our perishable shipping. We were taking on new purchases that we never had to make before. Boxes, coolers, ice packs, anything that was involved around shipping. So we can no longer do this with the cash that we had on hand. So because of the Plum Card from American Express and all of its benefits, it was a natural fit to help grow our business. And when someone calls and lets you know that you made their dinner, that's satisfaction that you can't get anywhere else.
Open the Jewel Box, the Courthouse Inn, organic vegetarian comfort food, handcrafted cocktails, fine wine and beer, fresh baked cakes and pies. Recharge your senses at the Courthouse Spa. Dazzling dining, artfully prepared, locally sourced ingredients, spa services. The Courthouse Inn feels like a world away, just down the road in historic Lisbon, Ohio.
I am blessed with a wonderful husband. He's stuck with me through thick and thin, and he's a fantastic father. So when he needed long-term care, not just any place would do, we did our research. Everyone said, trust the name you know, Briarfield. With all those locations, there's always one close. That made it easy for me and the kids to visit more often, Briarfield.
Trust the name you know, Briarfield. Proudly serving the Valley for over 20 years.
We've been in the Mahoning County for 70 years. We're not going anywhere.
Bree and I have been in this business since we were kids.
My grandpa built the business off of loyalty, honesty, and trust. My grandfather, my father, they have a legacy here.
We have learned all of these great things from both of them that, we will be sure to keep the legacy going into the fourth generation.
Get real, get Kamara. 4 for $5 till 6. Happy hour at Sadie's Place inside the Best Western, Route 46, Austin Town.
At Rulli Brothers, the family is in the store. Meats, deli, produce, even the checkout. We work hard to ensure that you get the best products at a personal shopping experience. At Rulli Brothers Markets, our customers are our top priority. Our family is in the store.
Gift. Stonebridge Grill and Tavern, the best food in the valley. For every $50 you spend on gift cards, you get a free $10 bonus card. Stonebridge Grill and Tavern, Route 224 in Boardman, and their new location on Route 46 in Howland.
R&S Paint is a locally owned paint store and not a paint department. Inspiration comes easy when choosing exciting Benjamin Moore colors and finish. Over 3,400 vibrant and durable colors are yours at R&S Paint.
In Mercer, Pennsylvania, you will find Anthony's Farm Market, and the owners are Tina and Dwayne Anthony. And a few years ago, going back a ways, I met the Anthonys out at the Four Seasons Farm Market, and they were selling their produce and that there. And now, look at you guys. Now you're in the service business. How did this market come to be?
Well,
who wants to talk?
Well, this was always a dream of mine to do. I thought that it would be the best way to sell our product direct instead of going to a market like we did at Four Seasons.
Yeah.
And we would be more in control of the quality, the price, etc. So that's how this came. We couldn't find a good way to sell our product, so we bought this store, and here we are.
So now you plan on incorporating the produce you grow, meats, cheeses from the local purveyors around here, and then a lot of other local products. Yes. I mean, that's really true farm to table. You went from, first of all, a city slicker, you marry the farmer, and now, I mean, you really bought in. When I first met her, you had just gotten married. Yeah. And I said, oh, what's it like to be a farmer's wife? And you said, I am just finding out. We've only got married like less than a year ago. And I said, where are you from? And you're like, the city. Now, what did you do before you took the farmer as his wife?
I was medical secretary.
Okay, so those skills, they don't really
come
in handy now?
I've been a medical secretary, I've been a legal secretary, and the skills have carried over into especially what we're doing now.
For the organization.
In addition to doing the hands-on things like working in the bakery here, I also keep the books, and so I'm the bookkeeper, I'm the secretary, I'm part-time baker, and I wear a lot of hats.
Yes, you do. I mean, okay, so the donuts, amazing. I mean, you make those fresh every single day.
Yes, every morning. Well, last time when we talked at Four Seasons, I said I was not a morning person. And he was,
oh, yes.
Yes, because I was getting up at the crack of dawn and even before the crack of dawn to be able to be there to set up. And now, when I come in and help in the bakery, I'm getting up at 2, coming in at 3. So I figure if he keeps challenging me, it'll reach the point where I just don't even need to go to bed.
Man, you just better like living on coffee.
I have plans on an addition out back with some cots.
Yes. The convenience of having the prepared foods, baked goods. I mean, this is really one stop. You've got a great deli, with the quality meats. You use a lot of local ingredients. But I think a lot of people really enjoy having this. I mean, you don't have a lot of grocery stores and that nearby.
I think what started it for us was we got mad at the stuff in the store. As from a consumer standpoint, forget the farmer.
Yes.
From a consumer standpoint, you go in a store and there's stuff from different countries, coming in, and I said, that's it. I'm going to raise our own cows, raise our own pigs, chickens, eggs, produce, and try to eliminate as much of that for our family.
You want to know where your food is coming from.
Right.
So right now you have those animals. You have cows.
Yeah, we have cows. And well, what happened was we got rid of it became too much for me to run the store, for us to run the store and run the farm. So we found a really good local beef producer in Grove City, pasture perfect beef. And then we found a really good pork producer in Greenville, Maple Leaf Farm, Moses. Made me realize that, hey, with these two farmers, I don't have to raise our own cows.
Yes.
That way then the produce, I'll concentrate on the vegetables and the poultry, the eggs, and running the store.
What time do you open?
7:30. We tried 6, and we didn't get enough.
Wasn't worth the foot traffic.
Yeah, so we changed it to 7:30. We're new, so we're playing with hours, we're playing with menu items, we're playing with a lot of different things to find that niche, find, you know, the things that work well for us or the things that don't work well, you know.
Well, I mean, this is a perfect example of farm to table. And I mean, you're meeting the farmer, you're meeting your neighbors, you're meeting the people that make everything, fresh baked goods and food.
I say this to all our customers, this is the worst you'll see us. Because what I want to see is 90% local stuff in the store. If we would have waited to accomplish that, we wouldn't have gotten open. So we had to open with purchasing more stuff outsourced than I would like, but knowing that we're going to grow into that within the next year, we should be 90% local is what that's our goal.
The Casey Malone Show is sponsored in part by Denise and John York and the DeBartolo Corporation.